Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, hey traders, welcome back to this other module, or this next module. In this module, we're going to be talking about trend types and the different trend types that you want to be looking for when you're trying to identify setups and so on and so forth. So there's a few different trend types when it comes to here. So the trend types, we obviously have the daily chart, okay, and we also have the weekly chart. They're the main charts you'll be looking at, okay, and keep an eye out for. Okay, so this is the weekly chart here. You can see I've been drawing on this trend like this chart here as well. And let me see if I can just delete those. Okay, so here's what I like to do when I'm looking for trades. Okay, firstly, with the weekly chart, if I'm looking for a trade, I like to squeeze the weekly chart up as much as possible, and then I like to, you can see I have just a white background and I just have black bars, and I'm using the open, high, low and close bar chart. Okay, let me just delete this here. So the open, high, low and close, you can see it's open to the left, close to the right, high and low at the bar chart. Now this is a weekly chart, so that means every single one of these bars is a weekly bar. Okay, but the thing is this, is that when the different trend types we're looking for is, the first one we're going to look for is, what you want to do is you want to squeeze the chart up as much as possible, because as you get more and more and more into trading, and you talk about the peaks and the troughs and stuff like that, you're going to start to get good at reading this price action here, okay? And again, it might take you a while, and that's okay. Just be patient with it, and you'll get there, okay? And so you have the peaks and troughs, and a whole bunch of other things. So the trend types, first trend type is you're going to be looking at just the bigger picture here, okay? And then the same on the daily chart. What you want to do is you want to squeeze it up as much as possible, okay? So the much as possible here, and to get a good view on it. Again, as you go through the module, or as you go through this whole membership itself, you'll be learning how to read this chart here, okay? But this is the most important thing. Now, when you're actually looking for trades and when you're actually identifying trades, the most important time frame to us is the 3 to 6 month time frame, okay? 3 to 6 months. So right now I'm looking on the chart, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this here is around about 6 months worth of time frame. Okay, now if I had to say to you, where is the trend in this chart? Do you think it's up or down? Well, if it starts down the bottom left and ends in the top right, well, that's pretty much an uptrend, right? If it starts in the top left and ends in the bottom right, well, it's a downtrend. All right, so if I go down to here, and I said to you right now, where do you think the overall, if I said to you, where's the trend now? Well, the last 3 to 6 months time frame, you can see that we had a little bit of upward movement through here, right? And then the majority of it's been down. So you can see most of it, probably 3 to 4 months has been down, while a couple months been up. So the dominant section here, or the dominant trend, right, is down. So they're the different trend types we're looking for. Firstly, we've got to squeeze the chart up as much as possible. And I want you to do that to get really, really good. And you do this, a lot of traders have the mistake of doing this, okay? So they will bring in and they'll just look at the bars like this here, okay? They'll look at one bar, one bar, one bar. And look, while you learn that in the trading periods, it's now time to start stepping out and start looking at the bigger picture. And it's always looking at the bigger picture, look at the small picture. And what I mean by that is this, is that the trend types, first one is I'm looking at the bigger picture, trying to see where the peaks and troughs are, the highs and lows. And again, you'll be learning that. But this is the trend type here. First trend type we're looking at is obviously this one here, on the daily chart. And then we're looking at, that's just to get a good view of what's doing, okay? Because you always want to get a good gauge of what that stock's doing or that market's doing, okay? And then you want to bring it to the 3 to 6 month period and see where the overall trend is, okay? And that's what you want to be doing, 3 to 6 months on the daily chart when you're trying to identify entry signals, okay? That's what you are trying to do, okay? Is you're trying to identify entry signals, and you'll learn more about entry signals as you go along. But that's what you do on the daily chart. Now, when you go to the weekly chart, so when we're looking for entry signals, okay, the 3 to 6 months on the daily chart, and on the weekly chart, we want to have a 1 to 2 years worth of data, okay? Around about 12 to 15, say 12 up to 24 months maximum on the chart. And we're just looking at this here, okay? And we're looking at this here, and this is the time frame we are just identifying. So I want you to go over the chart now, and I want you to spend a bit of time looking at the daily chart and looking at the weekly chart. You can see this is the daily chart, this is the weekly, this is the daily chart, okay? And this is the weekly chart here. And I want you to start having a look at it and just start getting a good understanding of what this is all about, okay? So let me just recap here for just 1 minute. Firstly, when we're trying to identify trades, okay, when we're trying to identify different setups for different trades, we're trying to squeeze the chart up as much as possible, okay? Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 years worth of data. And what we're doing here is we're just trying to get a good view of it, okay? This is the weekly chart, and this is the weekly chart. And you also want to do this on the daily chart as well, okay? Once you've now got a good view of it and you see what it's doing, then that could quite possibly set up, then what you want to do is you want to now zoom in and focus on the last 3 months, okay? The last 3 to 6 months, okay? So if you are having issues, if you are having problems when it comes to squeezing up the chart on the daily chart to get a good view of this and you're not sure what to look for, then to make it real simple on you, just start off with squeezing the chart up for 3 to 6 months, and then just analyzing this, okay? Analyzing this sort of trend here, okay? So once again, if you are having problems squeezing up the weekly chart and daily chart, just keep in mind it's the 3 to 6 months that's important to us on the daily chart when we're identifying patterns and stuff like that, and patterns and entry signals, and also the 12 to 24 month weekly chart as well. So anyway guys, so this concludes our session on different trend types. Go to your chart right now and have a look at those different trend types, and yeah, I will see you in the next tutorial. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.